Hi there, welcome to Rob's Models. I'm Rob, and today going to be doing a small unboxing and review, and I think in this small is the operative word. It is a Rutan Quickie. It's 1 to 72nd scale, and it's by Brengun. The reference number on this is BRS72008, and it's a resin and Photo-etch kit. Rutan, for those that don't know, is a name that I actually recognised from Burt Rutan. Burt Rutan is a designer of prototype planes. He's runs Scaled Composites, which is actually involved, or at least was involved, with Richard Branson and the Virgin Galactic. He basically come up with the concept of the two vehicle system, and that two vehicle system with the orbiter part, and that one then almost has that shuttlecock design where that sort of comes out. And I remember years ago watching a documentary. It was like a real sort of Texan cowboy type chap, not quite that far with the 10-gallon hat, but had a real Southern American chap who just really thought outside the box when it comes to designing aeroplanes. And this is something that caught my eye, and it turns out that the Rutan Quickie is a kit that you could actually purchase if you wanted to make your own plane. So I thought actually that will make an interesting little kit. So what have we got in the box? Well, we open it up, and here we go. We have got an instruction sheet. Let's have a look at this first of all. It's only small, it's like a bit of A5 paper, and on the instructions, first thing we've got there is what we've actually got in the box. So most of it is resin casts. Then we also have the Photo-etch. So Photo-etch is going to be going on to make the seat, the harnesses. It's a bit of a relaxed, laid back seating position. And we also then have the control panel, and that has also got a little clear part to go with it as well. So the seat and the control panel will drop into the fuselage, put the wings on, the rotor on. Canopy is a vac-formed canopy. That all then comes together, and paint is overall glossy white, and then a couple of decals to go on there as well. So looks quite simple. So actually one of the reasons I want to do a resin kit was because I've never actually done a resin kit. I've used resin before when aftermarket parts like gun bays on a Mosquito and cockpit upgrades, those sort of things, but never done a full kit, and I thought it would be interesting to see. So what have we got in here? So that little bag, which has got the very small resin parts in there and the vacuum formed canopy. Then a little bag here which looks like that's got the Photo-etch and the decals in there. So I think let's jump straight in and have a look at the resin. So it's nice that these are all well sealed, so that should anything get knocked or damaged in transit, you know it's actually all going to be in the bag, because often what happens with resin is it is quite delicate and things can be quite easily knocked off the sprue. So there we are. We have 5 little bits and the vacuum formed canopy. Let's jump straight in with the main part. Actually, the fuselage is all moulded in one, and it is small. Well, the main fuselage body comes in at under 7 centimeters long. Now, I actually knew this was going to be small, and after I ordered it and it turned up and I thought that is small, I went on and checked. The actual aircraft itself, the prototype, is actually just over 5 meters long, and that is of course going to include having the rotor on the end, and the tail wheel also kicks out a little bit behind. In fact, it was called, some people said, the flying flea because of its shape. It is actually quite a weird way that it sits. So once the tail wheel goes on and the prop, you're looking at a model only 7 centimeters long. I knew it was going to be small, but it's a kit that people, there sold about 1,000 of them. It was designed in '78, and yeah, you can see it's all been cast in one piece, and I've got to say that is very nice casting. There is some recessed panel lines, not a huge amount of panels going on here. You can see how the dashboard will drop in, and the instrument panel and the seat. So that's good, but I've got to say, from the resin point of view, no bubbles. I say no bubbles, as I said no bubbles, there are actually, just on this side. I spoke too soon. Not too bad, and to be honest, I've got to say there's a few little bubbles in there. but nothing that a little bit of a filler wouldn't cover. And to be honest, as I'm not actually having to put two halves of a fuselage together, that will only be minimal amount of filler. But I've got to say, it is very thin, and the cockpit walls, fuselage walls there, are pretty much translucent. You can probably actually even just see the different shade of the lights just coming through there. So shame about those bubbles on there, but they are actually quite easy to feel. That would just be a couple of minutes job. But the actual shape, it does actually capture the shape of it well. So that's all in there. Then we'll have the anhedral, that's the downward dropping wing that will go underneath. And the width of this is going to be just, again, about 6.5 centimetres. So again, the wingspan of the prototype was only about 5 meters. It literally was something you crawled into pretty much. But again, that is looking very nice. No, I can't see any bubbles on this part, so that has actually been cast nicely. Recessed, yeah, you've got recessed details for the ailerons, so that's good. And the wheels actually are embedded into the wingtips of this lower wing section. So I think these are the wings that provide most of the lift. And then you have two other wings as well, so not a tail plane, these kind of are more mid-plane if anything. And I believe these are slightly dihedral if I recall, and that sort of gives a bit more stability. So Burt Rutan was really thinking outside the box, and again, recessed panel lines for the rudders there, for the ailerons there. So no bubbling or anything, that is nice and smooth. The seat itself is cast, already got the armrests on, so that actually won't take much work at all. Little location hole there for one of the controls, but you literally are going to be lounging in this one. It really is, and make it as small as it could go really by the seam of things. It probably was an exercise to pretty much make the smallest kit plane that someone could actually purchase and make themselves. And then we have this here, so actually the prop on here is going to be just about less than 1.5 centimetres long for the prop itself. Again, all crisply moulded. Some of the little engine detail, there's quite good detail, little wheels. I mean, I knew I was going to be getting a small kit. That's one of the reasons why I thought if I'm doing a resin kit, I'll start something small. But this is very, very small. And I think that's actually it for the resin part. So I've got to say, apart from a little bit of bubbling, this is all well done. So it actually looks like it will come off the sprues quite cleanly and need minimal cleanup, which is always good when you're working with resin. And then the vacuum form canopy, which does again look clear. There's that's just a little bit of probably resin dust stuck on there, and yeah, that looks clear. There's a little bit of distortion, but of course you're bending plastic. I say a little bit, actually not very much at all is what I thought. I think I just looked through it at an oblique angle. Only one vacuum form canopy. Sometimes when you get vacuum form canopies you do get two, so this means that you are going to have to get it right the first time round. But that is going to look clear, and that will give good views into the cockpit. And then coming over to the second bag, we have a little sprue of Photo-etch, again bagged up separately, which is nice, and some decals. Oh, and also a little clear part for the instrument panel. So that's got the dials on. So let's have a look at that first. Just a simple little bit. So that will just go behind the instrument panel, and that's just got a few. Literally, that looks like 9 instruments on there. So that's just going to give you the basic instruments on there, and the Photo-etch is okay. It's actually a little bit thicker than something you'd get like from an Edward set. Okay, you've got basically the cushions for the seat, or the couch. The chaise lounge is almost what it's like. Harnesses, which is nice, and then yeah, just a few details. So steps for getting in and out. Got the tail wheel as well, and the instrument panel, which is actually quite finely etched as well. So that will sit behind there. But yeah, that is actually quite nicely done as well. Actually, I've got to say that is actually it's a bit thick, but it is actually nicely done. And then finally we come to the decals, and what we've got there is only just some sort of lightning stripes sort of go down the side, and then some tail numbers as well. So looking forward to making this. So as I said, this is the Brengun Rutan Quickie, and the reference for that is BRS72008. The tooling of it was actually in 2018. You can watch me build this and other kits on Twitch. As I said, I stream live, and that is on Saturday, Sundays, Tuesdays and Thursdays, mainly in the evenings. Head over to twitch.tv/robsmodels and you can see me build this and other things. What I would do once this is built is, like normal, come back and do a post review of it, where I'll be showing the kit and going through photographs and the overall build process as well. So I've been Rob, that is the Rutan Quickie. Hope you've enjoyed that, look forward to seeing you soon, and happy modelling.